10 more days till Halloween. Oh my god, you guys. So, this is Richard with Nightmares Anyone. Sorry I've been gone for 2.5 weeks. We went to Florida for 2 weeks. Went to Universal Halloween Horror Nights, which is where I bought this one of 5 shirts. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Classic Universal horror movie. Yeah, I bought 4 other shirts, but I have got so much to talk to you guys about. So I've got my friends here. I've got Sam back here. I've got this awesome scary ass skeleton snow globe. I've got Lily over there from Adriana. I've got Pennywise all over the room. Come back after the intro. Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's me, Richard. Like I said, it's Monday, October 21st. 10 more days till Halloween. Man, oh man, oh man. I've got so much to talk to you guys about. So, we are going to talk about an 80s horror classic. One that, believe it or not, I just read for the first time. We're going to talk about Ellie Detweiler. She is a new author I found just recently. We're going to talk about one of my new must-read books for the Halloween season, and it's under 200 pages. Can you believe it? Yeah. And I was going to talk to you guys about the Devil's music, but that's going to come up in the next video. So, first off, I want to welcome some new subscribers to the channel. So, let's all welcome, in no particular order, Marahu Bogdan, Sue, Barry S., Philip Stanley, Eliza Huankaya, Amanda Ferguson, Emily Smart, and Jared Paris. It says I've got 14 other new subscribers, but if you guys don't have your settings on your channel set to public, I don't know your names. So, first off, what we're going to talk about. In the 1980s, in the 70s and 80s, horror was rampant. Everybody was writing horror. Everybody was reading it. And speaking of horror, I'm going to take a sip out of a new coffee mug I bought while we were in Florida. It's this badass carved pumpkin. And on my side says the Pumpkin King. We all know who that is. Sorry for that slurp, everybody. Yeah. I'm drinking caramel apple coffee with a salted caramel creamer. Yeah, but back to the book. So in the 80s, wow, where do I start? the other huge King author that we all know who that is, he had written a book called It and The Stand. Now, let me grab the book so I don't screw up. In 19, what the hell did I do with these books? Oh God, they're right in front of my face. Well, before I get into these reviews, I want to share with you guys some books that I've just gotten in the last couple weeks. Well, actually, these two came right before we left for Halloween, for Florida. This is K.R. Alexander's new book, Dead Girl's Diary. And then this one came, I've wanted this book forever. This book is only 103 pages long. This is Halloween Fiend by C.V. Hunt. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, so I had to get a copy. Yeah, I can read both of those. And then you guys know I'm a huge Disney fan. I do collect all the Disney hardback Twisted Tales, the Villain series, and now there's a new series in the Disney hardbacks, The Enchanter's Tale, and this is the first one. The magic begins before once upon a time, Disney's fairy godmother, An Enchanter's Tale. This is by Jen Colanita. She has written a couple of the Villains books. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Very cool looking book. And then this one came on Tuesday. Well, actually it came a week ago Tuesday. This is like number 14. But this is the newest one by Mary Mancusi. This is part of the Twisted Tales books. This is Sally's Lament. And it says right here, what if Sally discovered Christmastown? Yeah, love these books. These books, if you've never read a Disney Twisted Tale, they tell a very dark side of the famous Disney movies and tales that we all love. Now, this is part of the Disney Prince books. This one came out a couple weeks ago too. This is by Lindsay Miller, and she has written one of the other ones too. So this is a Disney Prince novel. This is Prince of Glass and Midnight. And as we can tell, that's Cinderella right there. So it says, do find the magic, do solve the mystery, don't forget the girl. These books are actually pretty good sized books. This one's 370 pages. Yeah. Nice size print, really quick reads, great reads. And then on to this video. So it's like 6:30 at night here. Sorry this is coming so late. I've got my retainer in, so it might sound like I'm slurring. I'm not. So back to Stephen King and The Stand and all those types of books. Now this book came out originally in 1983. 1982 it came out. And then the Berkeley edition, which this is one I'm going to hold up, came out in March of 84. Yeah, can you believe this book is 42 years old? Now, this one I'm going to show you was sent to me by Jason Stokes over at the Sunnyvale Reject. I'll leave you a link to his channel right down here. He does a booktube channel too, and he writes he has some really cool videos. But he was nice enough to send me this copy of this book right here that he got in the mail. This is the copy he sent me, and this is from this is like, I want to say, this book has been reprinted many times. Yeah, this is the 30th printing. And let me tell you what, this book is just shy of 600 pages. And I am telling you what, I finished it on the airplane while we were coming back from Florida. Yeah, it took me almost a little over 4 weeks to read, but I was reading it just between 5 other reads that I read. We're going to talk about this 80s classic. Now, wouldn't you know it, as soon as Jason sent me this one, I found my original copy. Yeah. Now, this copy came out in... Wow, when did this version come out? This is the very first paperback. Yeah, this is the very first printing. Came out, first edition, Berkeley, March 1984. Yeah. This is the very first paperback edition. Very cool holographic cover. I am telling you what. This book is constantly, see, you can't even tell which is which, huh? Until you look. This book is constantly being compared to Stephen King's classic, The Stand. What do I say about that? I've read The Stand twice. I read the original version, then I read the lengthened version when he re-released it. I thought this book was a hell of a lot scarier than The Stand. I gave it 5 stars. My review on Goodreads has gotten a lot of conversation from a lot of you, and I just want to tell you guys, speaking of a lot of you, I got to meet 4 of you while we were in Florida. It was so cool. You guys recognized me from this channel, so it was great meeting you guys. However, this book, it takes place in Hampstead, Connecticut, in one of the smallest towns that's right outside of New York City. And it starts out with the murder of Stony Friedgood. She is at a bar and she picks up a very, very creepy, mysterious stranger. Now, at the same exact time, her husband, yes, she was married, he is dealing with a microorganism gas outbreak at a medical facility that he works at. Now, you're gonna say right away, oh God, it's just Stephen King's The Stand all over again. This book scared the living shit out of me. It is a very slow read, but I tried reading this book when it first came out, and it didn't start out really, really gory for me back then, and I think I put it back on the shelf. But when I picked up my original copy, I noticed that I had placed a bookmark on page 48. Now, let me tell you something. This book, to stop reading it now at page 48, I could have never done it because I was hooked. This book is extremely gory. It's graphic. It deals with some disturbing content. There is a scene in here that has to do with bats. I hate bats. Bruce thinks they're the cutest damn things in the world. It is a scene of horror that I will never forget. But I'm gonna read you guys what I wrote about this book. Now, I'm gonna read you the back. I might have read this to you, the back of it, when I got this book from Jason, but it says, 2 monstrous evils. The quiet suburban town of Hampstead is threatened by 2 horrors. One is natural, the hideous, unstoppable creation of man's power gone mad. The other is not natural at all, and it makes the first look like child's play. This book deals with an evil that is so bad. It comes once every generation. Now, what you want to call a generation can be 10 years, 100 years, it doesn't matter. What the townspeople in this town experience is something that I will read again before my days are over. This book, like I said, is a very slow burn of a book, and it's got frigging small ass print. However, there is a scene that involves a dragon. Yes, not a dragon like we think of in sci-fi movies or kung fu movies or Asian horror movies that a lot of times will have dragons in them. This book just deals with, how do I put it, the devil. Yeah, just pure evil. But there, like I said, there is a scene in this book that has to do with bats that you will not forget in a long time. It's a very controversial book in parts. It does kind of get, not silly, but it kind of gets quite, not unbelievable, but like, what the hell did I just read? Or what the hell was Straub thinking of here? Now, with the passing of Straub and comparing him to King, he did write 2 books with Stephen King. He wrote The Talisman and its sequel, The Black House. Now, this book, I loved it. I wouldn't, if I were to take this book and his phenomenal masterpiece, Ghost Story, which I've read probably 4 times, if I were to take both of these books and somebody were to recommend which one they should read first, I would of course say Ghost Story. But if you want to read a book about humanity thrown into turmoil with evil and sickness and something that is unstoppable, read this. Ghost Story is exactly what the title says. It's a phenomenal ghost story. But Floating Dragon is quite the experience. And if you haven't read it, you should pick it up. Do not, be careful if you try to get the audiobook. Like I said a couple videos back, I listened to the audiobook and then after 2 hours it was over and I'm like, what the hell? This book is like a 600 page. I'd read the the very highly cut version where probably 90% of the book wasn't even in the audio version. So don't waste your time on trying to find the audio book unless you have it on CD, how it was, I think, originally released. Now,
Hello, I'm author Jerry Roth, and I wanted to share something I got in the mail today. It was a very exciting day. It was sent by an amazing reviewer, Richard Wilson, who has a channel on YouTube called Nightmares Anyone? But he also came out with a new YouTube channel called Real Men Craft 2. So this is what I got in the mail. Let's open it up and see what we got. Ta-da! So this is what Richard created for me. So this is my book, On the Tip of Her Tongue, a thriller I wrote a few years back. But Richard has crafted, I don't know if you can see it, but I believe this is called diamond painting. And if we can get a little bit closer, we can see that it's tiny little pieces that are added one at a time until you create this amazing picture. It's so shimmery and the detail is incredible. But he also put a little note on it, so let's take a look at that now. And here we go. It says, "Happy Halloween, Jerry. I hope I did the cover justice and that you enjoy this. Now you get to get it framed. Take care and thanks for all the nightmares. Signed by Richard Wilson. Got an autograph. So this is amazing. Obviously, I can't wait to get this framed. This has to be one of the most amazing things I've gotten to mail. And obviously, there were a lot of hours to put into it. And I am just overwhelmed by someone sending me something so beautiful. And please check out his channel, Real Men Craft 2 on YouTube, as well as his normal book review channel, which is Nightmares Anyone. And he is an amazing reader, so he reads so many books a month, and his reviews are so thorough. And I've had so many sales just by his YouTube channel, so I appreciate him and I appreciate this amazing gift. Thank you, Richard.
I want to talk to you guys about a book that I had never read. I had never read the author before, and I read this. Let me see. I'll tell you exactly when I read it. I read the audiobook, and I read this in August, and I posted my review on August 7th on my Goodreads account. And I'm not going to show you guys the rating yet, but here's my review on my Goodreads account. This is L.A. Detweiler's The Flayed One. Yeah, creepy ass cover. Very creepy ass cover. Now, what I wrote about this book, this is the book that I'm gonna recommend everybody read. Try to read before Halloween. So it says, this book was so perfectly written, narrated, and told that the only thing wrong with it was that it is too short. It could have gone on for another 4 or 5 hours. I loved this book. I have been reading horror and classic literature for well over 50 years, and this has got to be one of the best coming-of-age, horrific, and beautifully tragic tales that I will place right next to Summer of Night by Dan Simmons, Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, and my all-time favorite book of all time, horror, whatever genre, Boy's Life by Robert R. McCammon. You guys all know how I feel about that book. When I found out after I just finished this audiobook that the author was a female, it blew my mind. The audiobook is listed at just a bit over 4 hours, and in my opinion, this was the only bad thing about it. It was just too damn short. I wanted this tale of the monster in the woods to go on for at least another 3 hours. Being an openly gay man and lover of all things horror, this tale could have been like all the other new crap and shit out there that I pick up and read, and then I'm just extremely disappointed in, or I just go ahead and DNF it. But it wasn't. What was the supposed flayed creature that was lurking in the woods? What happened to the 50-plus missing people starting from the 1950s and as young as 5 years old? When you meet the character H.D. Wards, this story takes off, and it's right at the beginning of the book. And once you meet H.D. Wards, the story just gets better and better and better. The three characters of Wards, Mia Rose Ellis and Dorothy May, will be three that I go back to read their stories again and again. Bravo to the author. L.A. Detweiler for this achievement. I have no idea why and where someone even quoted this as being extremely homophobic. Why? They must not have got the book. I really don't even think that they read it. This will be a new book that I praise and highly recommend to anyone who loves a great, creepy as hell tale of the monster in the woods that everyone thinks does not exist. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. Great read. And yeah, the cover is just, the character was, like I said, creepy as hell. Now, the one book that I think everyone should read this Halloween is, hang on, let me pull up. I have the physical book here, but I want to let you know what I wrote about this. Hang on, let me pull it up. Okay, so this book that I'm going to talk to you about came out in September of 2022. I read it for the first time last Halloween. Actually, no, I think I read it. Wow, did I read it when it first came out? Let me check. It came out in June of 2022, and yeah, I read it 2 years ago. I read it September of 2022. I have read it again recently, and this book. Now, you guys know how I feel about Halloween set and Halloween themed books. I think my favorite Halloween set theme book of the last 5-6 years is Hillhaven Creeps and the Halloween King by Brandon Burnson. However, this book I just reread again with a friend who had never read it, and this book is so fucking disturbing that in 160 pages, it's gonna creep the shit out of you. Now, we just went to Halloween Horror Nights, and we went through all 10 of the extreme haunted houses. And this year, they got me good. Oh my God, they got me good. And one of the best ones that I loved the most was Insidious, The Red Door. Oh my God, this haunted house was scary. But this book, The Funhouse, by Matt Shaw, and there he is right there. This book has got to be one of the most fucked up books I've read in a long time. And it's not that old. And I was talking to some friends who had just read it and discovered it, and they were like, Richard, have you read The Funhouse by Matt Shaw? I did read it. So I reread it again for my second time with a friend who had read it the first time. I wrote on my Goodreads account, I said, packs the most disturbing, sick, and revolting Halloween season violence you will ever read in just 154 pages. Matt Shaw has written an extreme horror novella that I will never forget. Loved it, though it sickened me to my stomach more than once. So when I had seen that this book was coming out at the end of this summer, I thought, okay, I have still not read any Matt Shaw, so I will give this short one a try. OMFG. In just 154 pages, you will discover the sick and evil and pure horror that lives in the minds of some people that you are never bound to forget. This book takes place on a street in the UK, somewhere, and Halloween is approaching, and this is Erin's most favorite day of the year. And what girl would not love to be proposed to on Halloween? What her boyfriend does not know is that Erin has a connection with the most disturbing Halloween funhouse. And let me tell you, this is not that kind of funhouse. This is not the Halloween kind of funhouse that you go through at Universal Studios or even in your local neighborhood. Warnings: extreme sexual violence, scenes of gore that will stay with you for a long time after finishing, graphic scenes of sexual mutilations and cannibalism. This, if you can stomach parts of it, is one book that I would recommend if you like the Hostel films and or movies like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You cannot say I didn't warn you. I loved it. I know after reading the above that sounds kind of sick, but it was so cleverly thought out and written. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars, and I gave it a shock, a blood drip, a butcher knife, a puke, and a what the hell symbol. Yeah, the book is so well written. It's just it's a great Halloween themed season and book, and if you can, it's available everywhere you get your books. You can find it. You can even find it for under $10. I just saw it somewhere on sale for like $2.99. I think it was on one of those ebook channels or whatever. But hey, you guys, I've gone on long enough. So can you believe it's only 10 more days till Halloween? So once again, you guys, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Down there, just hit that little subscribe button. It's free to do. Throw me a thumbs up. And you guys, I cannot wait for Halloween. It's the best day of the year. And you guys, if you still have a chance to go to Universal Halloween Horror Nights, don't miss it. And oh my God, wait till you go through the Goblin's Feast or something like that and Triplets of Terror. Yeah, it got me so good. Take care, you guys. I'm Richard with Nightmares Anyone. See you later. Bye. Yeah. See you guys. Hey, you guys. Like always, it's me, Richard, with Nightmares Anyone. Don't forget to pick up a good scary book. Have great nightmares. Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense. Have a great nightmare, but have a good nightmare. It's being scared is good for you. Cleanse the old pumper. Be kind to people. Be nice. Enjoy your horror. Stay scared. And you guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, you guys. He's creepy. He's very creepy. Yeah, he's creepy. I did a huge diamond painting of Sam. Maybe I'll give it away one day on this channel. Take care, you guys. See ya.